Alrighty, folks. Happy New Year to everybody. Before we start, make sure your cell phones are on silent. Mine's on silent. I have slip slops. We're going to be doing a giveaway tonight. So I assume most of you know why you're here. Not for the slip slops. Well, I think some people are here for the slip slops. So we had a little mini meeting before we decided how we were going to give away the slip slops, but I think there's a clear winner. Has anyone seen the clear winner walking around? He's now hiding in the corner. I was going to ask him to come onto stage and come collect his slip slops. Juan, come over here. I don't know if we should call him Juan or Jan.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Congratulations. That's the kind of effort we appreciate here at DuePoint. Going the extra mile. All right, so let me take my cap off. And you can see I'm not wearing slip slops like the other rank 9s. I don't know, I just feel uncomfortable doing a presentation where everyone can look at my feet if they wanted to. So I am wearing shoes, and then because of the load shedding, I was putting my whites all together in the washing machine, and the load shedding kicked in last night, and so I mistakenly put my white shorts in with the colors. And then the washing machine started this morning, and these came out grey. That's my excuse. That's my excuse. All right, welcome everybody. It's wonderful to see everyone back again. I hope everyone had a good break. Welcome to everyone who's tuned into our live stream. I think we had at least 50 people already waiting before the live stream started. So there are a lot of you out there, and I'm sure load shedding is proving to keep a lot of us at home. Yet DuePoint can still function whether there's load shedding or not, so that's a wonderful thing. So we have a special format for you this evening, as we alluded to. You can see the palm fronds and the little frangipani flowers that are native to Mauritius. We are going to be looking at our Rank 9 Mauritius trip that a few of us have come back from, and that I assume that a lot of you are aspiring to reaching. How many guests do we have here this evening? Put your hands up quickly. If you're a brand new guest, someone's dragged you along to this presentation, you're thinking, what's going on? So welcome to our guests. This is typically an introductory presentation. We do 5 of these a week, every single week of the year. But as I said, tonight is a special kind of format for the intro presentation, and so we're going to be going through a lot of the mandatory items a lot faster than usual, because we're going to be having our Rank 9 wealth engineers who have just come back from Mauritius. We're going to have them up on stage, and they're going to recount that wonderful trip that we all went on. So we're going to make provision for that, and I'm going to jump through a lot of the things, but as I said, everything is available online for you to go peruse. So as a guest here this evening, every little bit of information is at your disposal, and you are most certainly welcome to come speak to us afterwards. So without any further ado, let's begin. I was joking with Brendan. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to remember everything that I'm used to doing in the intro presentation, because it's been about 5 weeks before I gave the last one. All right, so to give you a bit of context, DuePoint, we're a division of an insurance company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We are a registered insurance company in South Africa. We've been operating for a very long time, for nearly 70 years in South Africa. So we are not a business that has just been started the other day. We have got a lot of experience and expertise. I typically touch on a lot more about Constantia, but we're not going to be doing that tonight. As I said, everything's available online for you to go look at. But DuePoint is a fairly new division. We were formed coming up to now almost 4 years ago. So in February 2016, we opened our doors for the first time when we launched this division of Constantia to the public. And that was because a number of factors came together for the founders of the business. And I want to relay that context to you, because as a brand new guest who's here for the first time, if you've never heard of DuePoint, perhaps you don't know Constantia because they typically don't deal with consumers. And so let's go through that context. So number one, what we tried to achieve with this business was a business that was able to empower people, to empower the general public. And so what we did, and that empowerment that I talk of is financial empowerment, by the way, right? And so what we did is we created a business very much focused and centered around social entrepreneurship, where we were able to invite members of the public In other words, anyone in South Africa to come join a business where they were able, where they were empowered, where they empowered themselves through leveraging what this business offers in creating financial independence for themselves. And that's what we are selling here tonight. I hope you are not here for the free slip-slops only. All right. By the way, we're going to be doing the online slip-slop giveaway on Friday, tomorrow at lunchtime. So you are most welcome to post any photos online tonight. We'll do that giveaway tomorrow. So I hope you're not here for the free flip-flops. You are here because of one reason. And I love to be quite blunt and brash about that one reason. I think some people get embarrassed. What is that one reason you're here for? Money. Money. Say it. You're here for the money. Don't be shy. Right? Exactly. Because that's really the one aspect of our lives that can cause us so much pain and strife and stress. Number one reason people get divorced, by the way. Over money, over financial matters, right? And so that's the empowerment that we want to lend people that decide to come join us in this business. And so we created this business focused around social entrepreneurship. And our mandate together becomes, so what are we doing? We're not just going to be giving you money for nothing. What are we trying to do? We're trying to create a greater business that has greater impact around the entire country, into every single pocket and corner of South Africa, so that we're able to create social impact, not just for the 70 people in this room and the 150 online, but for everybody. And how do we do that? We need your help to do that. We need you to go out and tell people about this business. And so if we can create a greater business, we'll have greater impact in the country. And we will create a business that is the solution in the country, instead of an entity that just complains and doesn't do anything. And so that's the context of this business. I hope that gives you understanding as to what we're trying to achieve here at DuePoint and what we're inviting you to become a partner in. All right? And so we've created the DuePoint system that you're able to leverage for yourselves. We're going to go through the benefits. This is a table of benefits that will very easily allow you to sum up the benefits and compare them to other businesses. Because I'm sure you've looked at other businesses in the past. I'm sure you've been part of other businesses in the past, and I'm sure you will be exposed to other business opportunities in the future. And so how are you able to tell the difference between a good business opportunity and a bad one? Well, I hope this table summarizes what a good business opportunity looks like, right? But I'm not just going to tell you that. You need to make that decision for yourself. And so I'm hoping in the next 60 minutes you're able to make that decision. Number one, you get to create additional income here at DuePoint. The nature of the income is not what we typically used to, because as part of an insurance company, you get to share in the benefit of creating true recurring income, because insurance companies are one of the few businesses that actually create recurring income. Right? I ran a digital agency, an ad agency, 15 years of my life. We created no recurring income. What does that mean? It means at the end of every single month, I start at zero. Like every single salary earner sitting here. You start at zero at the end of every single month. Right? There is nothing guaranteed. Yet here at DuePoint, we can close our doors and we'll probably still draw an income for another few years, even though we do no business. Why? Because we've got a true asset base that creates recurring income. And you get to share in that in this business. And so you really become a partner in this business where you get to enjoy the upside of being involved in business. Working for yourself, is tough on its own. Working as an employee can be tough, and you don't get to share in the upside. What does that mean? That means when your business does well, the company that you guys work for, right? Now, I've worked for businesses before, and when they do well, does the boss say, listen, we had a really good month. We're going to give everyone a little bit extra this month. That never happens, right? The business can have a cracking year, and you're lucky if you get 5% increase in your salary. Right? We don't get to share in the upside of business. Here at DuePoint, you get to share in the upside because you become accountable for your results. Yeah? And that is empowering. That's true empowerment. You get to enjoy the power of duplication. We allow you to go out and connect other people and build a team around you that can allow you to enjoy leverage in this business, to be able to gear your efforts, to leverage your efforts. If you've got 10 people helping you effectively build this business, building a channel of distribution, by going out and connecting as many people into this business as possible, you've multiplied yourself, right? And you get to benefit out of that because we will pay you for that leverage, right? I'll demonstrate it to you when I show you our remuneration structure. Our business is extremely flexible. Why? Because we've invested heavily in technology. This business can be done from this little room around the entire country. We could have someone 1,000 kilometers away in a little town watching this presentation, still doing DuePoint, still building a channel of distribution for themselves because of technology. The technology we invested in has allowed us to do business that's simple, it's easier, it's faster, and so you need to lean into that technology, right? We've afforded all our wealth engineers that. And then our business is very much about wealth creation. We call our system a wealth creation system, but at the same time, it's about wealth protection. You'll see that reflected in our products, and you'll most certainly see it in our legal access benefit, because that's free of charge to every single active wealth engineer in our business. You get free access to a lawyer 24 hours a day. Who got arrested over December? Don't put your hand up. That's when you need to find a lawyer, right? CCMA matter, find a lawyer, right? And so you have that access to legal services and opinions absolutely free of charge. And then probably most importantly is that this business is low risk. When I say that we aspire, the founders of this business aspire to creating social impact, we cannot create a business opportunity that is inherently risky. All the other business opportunities out there carry risk. There's that adage, right? High returns, high risk. It's something we take on naturally. We think, well, if there's a lot to be had, well, then there must be a lot of risk. Not so at DuePoint. We've designed the business to have almost no risk at all. And so you're at liberty to try doing this business, even though, one, you might not know what you're doing when you get out of the blocks, right? And number two, you might not have belief in yourself. Maybe the system's told you, well, this is how much you earn for the rest of your life, and Rob's telling you you can earn as much as you want. You're still at liberty to try the business because you're not going to lose anything. So why not try? Right? We've built the business because we want to create social impact. We cannot offer a business opportunity and then put a 20,000 Rand price tag on it, and for the people that don't succeed in our business now have lost 20,000 Rand. No, we don't work like that, right? We want this business to be inclusive of everybody, of everyone, regardless of their performance in our business. At the same time, we don't have qualifications or experience requirements. And then another very important fact is that you are building an asset that you have ownership over. So you have legal tender over this channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint. It means you own it, right? It means you can sell it. It will never retire you. Assets don't have that power. Think about that for a second. Who can put their hand up and say, I'll never get retrenched? Anyone? Impossible to say that, right? Assets don't retrench you. They don't retire you. This business, if you create a channel of distribution here at DuePoint, this business will pay you through retirement, through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s. You could be lying in bed at home, it'll still pay you. And because of the technology, you could still connect people to this business. And I hope this opens up this world for you where you go, maybe I can make a long-term commitment to this business, because that's ultimately what we're after. We're after long-term commitment. Don't let anyone tell you you can get rich quickly. There's no such thing, right? It might happen for some people, but that's usually at the expense of other people. Here at DuePoint, everyone can build wealth in the system. And then, finally, no selling involved. For our guests here, who thought you were going to be asked to sell something? That was your first question. What did you think? You thought we were going to ask you to sell something, right? You said, what's the product? What's the boxes? Is it vitamins, milkshakes? What's going on in that business? No selling. There's no selling. So what are we doing? You're only going out and connecting people to our business opportunity, to the opportunity of entrepreneurship with very little risk. That's what you're connecting people to. You are all about empowering other people, not selling. That's liberating, don't you think? That takes the pressure off you completely. And so all you have to do is connect someone. Connect someone to this intro presentation. Get them to be convinced enough to just sit down for 30 minutes. You don't have to convince them just to come look, not to join. Your job is not to convince people to join our business, right? That's my job. No stock, no tangible stock. Our products are intangible. We have financial products in the form of insurance and investment products. That means there's nothing in your boot. Who brought a bucket tonight? Who's been involved in business? They've got boxes in their garage, boxes in the boot. Got to buy samples every now and again. Right? That's a load off. How convenient to know that you're never dealing with boxes. You'll never have expiry dates on your products ever again. right? And so we make this business convenient to operate in. But your success is still very much dependent on your ability to build this thing called a channel of distribution. Rob keeps talking about a channel of distribution. What is it? It's you. It starts with you. You've got to make the commitment, one, to join this business, become a product owner, and then to go out and start telling people about DuePoint. Not to convince them to join, to tell them that the business exists. And statistically, if you tell people that this business exists, people will join it. Why? Because the necessity exists. The necessity exists. People need a business like this. They need to empower themselves from a financial point of view. And so this little example shows you 5 people that you've connected, right? Humble beginnings, 5 people. Those 5 people go out and start connecting other people. Why? Because they joined for the same reason you did. And that is the leverage we afford you, because those 5 people have turned into a channel like this purely because of word of mouth. This is your asset. This is something you have built, that you own, that is tangible, that won't retrench you, it won't retire you, and it doesn't disappear even when you die. What happens to assets when you die? They form part of your estate. You get to seed real wealth to your children or your grandchildren or whoever your beneficiaries are. That's legacy that you've created for yourself. A positive legacy. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. How do we pay our wealth engineers? So typically on the 17th of every month, we pay our wealth engineers. You get that magical little SMS from the bank that says, you've been paid again this month. Your employer, and then again, 2 SMSs that say credit instead of the other SMSs that say, what's that D word, that swear word that starts with a D? Debit order, right? That's when the phone goes crazy at the end of the month. The phone goes crazy. You don't know. Don't even look at the phone. It's not family. It's the bank. 2 SMSs that say your account has been credited. That's what you want to be doing, right? And so how do we pay our wealth engineers? Based on a very simple table. This is a remuneration structure here at DuePoint. Anyone you introduce to DuePoint personally falls on what we call your first point. On your first point, you earn 55 Rand for every person every single month. It's recurring income, remember? It's not once-off income. This is not a sales-based business. It's not commission-based, this business. You are earning almost a royalty of the business that you've created here within this insurance company. And so you're earning 55 Rand for every product payer every single month on your first point. When those people go out and connect other people, that's your second point, and again you earn 55 Rand for those people. If you went out this weekend, connected 10 people this weekend, that's 550 Rand a month that you're suddenly earning. That's 6,000 Rand a year you've generated for yourself in a weekend. Put your hand up if you connected more than 10 people in December. Don't be shy. Right? They did that over December while people were eating Christmas dinners and going to parties. That's 6,000 Rand a year that those individuals created in the space of 30 days. So imagine if you connected 100 people on your first and second point. That's suddenly 5,500 Rand a month that you're earning for yourself, right? And so on and so forth. When the third point is introduced people on the second point is introduced people on the third point, you earn 27 Rand 50 on the third point, and so on and so forth. And that multiplier reduces the further the product gets away from you, all the way down to the 8th point. But what's important to note, what's nice to note, is that at the 8th point, we don't stop you. So from point 8, where you're earning 4% of that 27 Rand 50 fee, you will carry on earning that 4% from point 8, in theory, to infinity. We do not limit how much money you can earn at DuePoint. There's no limitation to the size of your channel at DuePoint. Again, I want you to look at this business in the long term, knowing there's no limit to how much money I can earn. There's no limit to the size of a stake that I can have in an insurance company. Who ever grew up thinking they're going to have a stake in an insurance company? Right? That's what we're really offering here. A stake in real business, right? Opportunity to get involved in entrepreneurship. So that is the remuneration structure. It's very straightforward. I want to give you an idea of how much money you could earn over time, because typically people want to know that. Everyone got very scared when I said wealth is created in the long term. How many people are here for money short term? I want to get rich now. Show me the get rich quick scheme. No one admits to that. But who would want to make money slowly? We all want to make money fast, right? Well, there is a way, but let me show you the long-term view. The long-term view here is 60 months. It's a 5-year plan. It's based on the premise of being able to connect personally 2 people every single month. If you can connect 2 new people onto your first point every single month and with some duplication, This is how much money you could expect to earn. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. At month 6, you'll be earning 2,500 rand a month, about. Right? So 6 months to get to 2,500 rand. Some people might go, oh, that's long. I need money now. It's January. I'm going to default on my debit orders. We'll get to that. At month 12, you had nearly 9,000 rand. At month 24, 2 years from today, you could be earning close to 30,000 rand a month. Do you see quickly that jumped? Right? Because leverage growth, geared growth is exponential. It starts out slowly and then it ramps up quickly. Right? After 3 years, you could be close to 50,000 rand a month. After 4 years, you're going to be close to about 70,000 rand a month. And then after 5 years of doing this business, 60 months, without fail, 2 people every single month, you could be earning close to 85,000 rand a month, which is 1 million rand a year. Imagine telling your colleagues at work, my side business that I do at home on the weekends, earning me 85,000 rand a month. You're probably thinking, I wouldn't be working at that stage. I would have told my boss what I think about him or her way before then. Right? But such a good story to be able to tell people that you have 2 incomes. You work and your side job is producing more income for you than your day job does. Right? And that's not a limit. 85,000 rand is not a limit. Right? This is just 5 years. It's 5 years. We do a World Cup every 4 years. 5 years is not a long term. But we refer to it as long term, right? Because we want people to look at business and go, I need to make a 5-year commitment to this business to see the fruits of the effort I put in. It doesn't happen in the short term, right? And then suddenly you're on to the next thing and the next thing. It doesn't work like that. Commit to this business. Take a look and see where it can go, but commit to it every single month. And I promise you'll get results out of this business. And so we've got thousands of people joining our business every single month. Everybody is different. The system is identical for everybody. It's identical for every single person without discrimination, regardless of who you are, what your experience is, what your education level is. It is identical. Yet people are all different. We've got all different circumstances. We've got different aspirations, different excuses. But you get to decide today. You get to decide today. No one else decides for you. You get to decide today what you want out of this business. Your boss doesn't offer you that. How much would you like to earn? You get to decide, right? And so this is what we're offering. This is the invitation. This presentation is not a presentation. It is an invitation, a business proposition into business. On top of our returns program, we've got a rewards program, and that is what this evening is about. Our trip to Mauritius last month is part of the XP Rewards program. And so in the XP Rewards program, you kind of get these rewards as your channel gets larger and larger and larger and meets these milestones. And those milestones reward you with bigger rewards the bigger your channel gets, right? And so it's laced with all kinds of things like cash rewards. There's the Mauritius holiday. We've got very fancy business cards, other cash checks, even a car. There's a whole plethora of items that you get rewarded with, all to help you in business, by the way. These are not arbitrary rewards. These rewards have been designed purposely to give you awesome testimony when you go out and you tell people, this is the business I'm part of, and this is the proof of it being successful, right? And so, I want you to take a look at our highlights video. This is what we were up to a couple of weeks ago. Enjoy, and then we'll have our rank 9s up.
most of the people at my age, what do they have to look forward to working for the rest of their life?
It doesn't matter where you stay, who you are, what your qualifications is, you can do it.
If you really want something to happen, you must move the excuses away.
It's all about creating the family, creating the habit, and just stick at it every single week. Work a little bit at your future.
Awesome. Well done to our Rank 9 superstars. So our Rank 9s, do you want to step up? Put your chairs up. Lynette, I'll help you. It's almost like a panel discussion. Oh, I think. Oh, but that's the limit there, I think. So you've got to move it across. So try squeeze it in there. Darcy. Okay, you can probably move a little more that way. Fricky, do you want to just squeeze up a little more there? Yeah, Lynette. Darcy. There we go. There we go. All right, you can see our Rank 9s are very organized. They've all been working together for a long time. Okay, so I'm going to hand I'm going to hand the microphone over to our Rank 9s, and I think let's just hear from them and what their recount is of this trip. So it'll be interesting to hear, because I don't know what they're going to say. I might have to press the mute button.
Thanks, Rob. I'm one of those people, I'm a little bit OCD. So I think my husband and my kids will agree that I'm one of those people that in my own home, I'll be the one pushing the pillows around, moving the ornaments, etc. I'm the one going into the DuePoint beautiful cloakrooms and making sure that the spout of the hand wash and the hand cream is in the right direction. So why am I telling you this? I'm also one of those people that in our own conventional business, I love beautiful things. So I'll spend a lot of time on the right fonts and on the right pictures and making it bigger and smaller, and it drives Roelof absolutely crazy. So what DuePoint does, it actually makes me calm. It actually makes me happy because of all the beautiful things that Rob and the team does, because they've got a level of excellence that surpasses anything that I've ever seen before. So I want to share with you what the process is before going to Mauritius. First of all, we get a letter like this, and you'll see it's not just a normal letter. It's a letter that is made beautiful and is made according to where we're going. So you'll find it says, Dear Rank 9 qualifier, congratulations. It's at that time of the year when we start preparing for your attendance at the Rank 9 conference. Now imagine how you feel when you get this letter round about in October. And then I like to be super prepared in my normal way of life, and then you get one of these that tells you exactly what you can expect day after day after day. And not only that, about a week before that, you get one of these that have actually, you can put your passport in there, you can put your money in there, and it's so nice to be able to be super prepared when you're walking around and it's a real leather. But getting to your hotel every single day, Roelof, maybe you can just hold it so that everybody can see. You get one of those cards, and on the back of the card it says, Sunday, 8 December 2019, 7 o'clock to 10:30, breakfast is served, and on those it will be listed whatever you're doing that day. And each one of us is going to share about how we were spoilt and how we were treated. Like the bracelet that we get. When you get to your room, you get macaroons and you get welcome drinks, etc. The flip-flops, last year we got towels and we get beach bags. So every year, Brendan once said, I'm going to spoil you rotten. And that is what we're now expecting when we go to Mauritius, because every year we spoiled rotten. And I can't tell you what it feels like. If you go and you had a wonderful day, whether it's with activities planned for you, or whether it was a day at leisure, and you get back to your room and you get one of these cards, and I know what time and effort should have gone into the planning of this to make it beautiful for us.
Yeah, she does drive me crazy. But I love it to bits. Yeah, it's you're going to hear a lot about the hotel. You're going to hear a lot about the food and all the fun stuff that we did. But basically what I would like to talk about is what happens to you when you attend something like that? What happens to you when you experience something that we experienced in December? We talk to a lot of people outside and talk about the business, and we say that we're going to Mauritius, which is part of our reward for what we did in the business. And then they go like, yeah, but I've been there. I promise you haven't been there yet. Really, it's not the same thing. When you're spoiled like that, and what it does, it changes something in your mind. You know, it tells you that you were meant to be special because you are treated special. It tells you that you are destined for bigger things because you are. But that's like the evidence, what I'm doing, and the time that I'm putting into it, and being long-term, and know that I'm still going to be here for years to come. It's worth it. Just keep on doing it, and you will get the result at the end of the day. You know, when you move into a hotel where they spent in 2015 $43 million on the upgrade, and there are 5 restaurants and 3 bars, you do not starve there. You do not die of thirst. I mean, whichever way you turn, it's there. Whatever you can think of. 18-hole golf course designed by Bernard Langer. Visited by celebrities, which makes you part of a very, very special club of people in the world. I mean, I was lying next to Naomi Campbell on the beach, and I asked her, do the paparazzi also drive you crazy? She said, absolutely, honey. But those are that's a caliber of people that actually stay at the hotel. And that makes you very, very special. Because if you go percentage-wise, how many people ever have that kind of experience? Extremely limited. Okay, yeah, we were really blessed.
Yes, Rolof, I do agree with you. We really felt special. My job is to tell you about the catamaran trip. It was beautiful. We gathered on the jetty, and they drove us, or what do you do with a boat? Sail us to the catamaran, and then we got on there. It's beautiful. The sea was so smooth that it was almost like a dam. You could see the starfish. There was thousands and thousands of starfish that we could see from the boat. There was the scenery on the bottom of the sea was beautiful, and we drove about 15-20 minutes there on that. Then we went on to a lake. We had a dinner there at the lake, and it was beautiful. It was really so serene. If I close my eyes, I can still see the whole scenario. The food was absolutely great. It was the best I've ever ate. And you can eat and drink whatever you want. And then they take you back by bus. We had a wonderful day, and you go back to your hotel. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you know, 2 years ago, the first time that we went there, Donnie came to me and said, Frick, are you and Lynette ready for this excursion? I thought, well, I flew a lot of times. I stayed in a lot of hotels. You know, I've seen a lot of places, locally and overseas. So what's funny about it? When we came back, I said to her, you know, I really cannot believe what we did experience. This year again, you know, for instance, you go for breakfast, you stand there, you start looking that way, turn around, you look that way, you look in front of you, and you just cannot make up your mind what you want to eat. It's impossible. You cannot eat everything. You can eat something, but what? You see? That's the way the food is prepared, and that's the way it is there. But I want to tell you guys something. We can sit here, everybody. We can show you photos. We can tell you what we experienced. But if you haven't been there yourself, if you haven't been on that excursion, you haven't got a clue what it is. That I can promise you. So the only way you want to find out, be a rank 9. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, every year we ask ourselves, why did we join DuePoint? I know everyone always said, no, I joined DuePoint for money and everything. When I came for presentation on the first day, and they went to Red 9, they said, you travel with your family not once you qualify for it, you travel with your family for the rest of your life. And I was like, okay, that was my why for DuePoint. So that's the reason why I joined DuePoint, to travel with my kids. So, where could I start? I'm gonna talk about the kids. The DuePoint crew kids, I love them. These kids, they are just amazing. In fact, I think they're the ones that enjoy Mauritius more than us, because we spend most of the time in the sunbeds, enjoying the sun. They explore the whole resort. They know everything. They're the one that will tell you where to get what, where. So I'm thinking that your effort, guys, whoever has kids, I will say do it for your kids. Even if you feel that things are tough or whatever, but my wife for DuePoint, it's my kids. I just want to see them having the whole benefit of DuePoint, traveling the world. I'm not prepared to do that with my own money. They promised me that they're gonna do that. So I just want them to experience that until they become the wealth engineers of DuePoint. So the kids are amazing. They are the reason for my why. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, I'm gonna talk about helicopter ride. Whenever Brendan say sometimes in the presentation, they say when they're playing presentation, they say just put your feet in the water. Just feel like you are in Mauritius water. And it's happening like that, guys. And I don't even know what to say, because I'm still feeling that helicopter ride. It was, I used to wish to use the helicopter ride, but I wasn't gonna have money to use it. But when we there, the time the helicopter came, everyone was clapping hands. Then they stopped, they came, they picked us up, me with my family, with my kids. We went all over Lutuli Rocks. I don't know how many hotels we went. We saw the big golf. I even forgot what the name. When you look down, everything was just green. It was so nice. The sand, the feeling when you in that helicopter. I don't know if that was a car. What I can say, what kind of car, or is it a Porsche, or is it a Lamborghini, or is it what? Because when you go up, I thought maybe I'm gonna feel like bumping. It's just go shh. When they come back to stop, they just say shh. Then you're down again. Even when I'm back, it was like when I'm sitting in the car, I used to feel like I'm still in the same helicopter ride. In the meantime, I'm back to South Africa. But anyway, guys, it was very, very nice. I wish everyone can work for these things. When you're that side, you live like a millionaire. Yes.
Well, for me, being in finances, when I plan a family vacation, and I think all of you, the first thing you do is you look at what this would cost me. I want to take my family to all these nice places, and I want to do all these nice things, and I want them to eat the best food and to just eat what they want. If they want to have a starter, a main meal, a pudding, if they want a milkshake, I want them to have that. And if you plan and pay your own holiday, those are things that you look for, when you plan your holiday. Can you imagine what it feels like to take your children on a holiday that you don't pay 1 cent for? And it's not anywhere. You're taking them to Mauritius. So for me, always planning finances and looking at money and where can we go and what can we do. That is just something unbelievable. I mean, what we've got in this business and the way it treats my family, me and my husband, it's just unbelievable. We went for a nice spa treatment when we were there as well. I mean, cost about 3,000 Rand for an hour. So we're lying there and they start to massage you from your little toe up all the way to your head. I mean, you know, just to take that hour and a half and lie there and worry about absolutely nothing, then just spoiling yourself. I mean, usually when you lie for spa treatment, you're wondering, oh my goodness, what is this costing me? Or I still have to phone that client, or I have to do this. In Mauritius, you worry about nothing, not one little thing. And I think as well, for me, the relationships, how everybody loves each other. You have your family, but then you have your Mauritius family, your DuePoint family. And it's different because the people that goes with you on these trips, I mean, you build lasting memories. I look at the children on that trip, you can see they have this little dance. Every single year they plan this little dance. And they do it all by themselves. And for me, it's just amazing to see how excited they get. And when they're out and they're doing their thing, and I just love it. It just changed my life completely. And it's just wonderful. And for me, it would be awesome to have more people with us in Mauritius, people that we love from Joburg, people from home, family. Work your business, never give up, and you as well, you can sit with us then, maybe this year, maybe next year. Do your planning and take your children away on a Mauritius holiday. Take your wife.
Yeah, guys, so many things has been said. I was thinking, what can I still say? You know, I think what every single individual tried to express tonight is you can't comprehend the amount of planning that DuePoint puts in this vacation. From the host, Louis, I must congratulate you. You're just amazing. When we arrived, something typical South African happened. 3 of the children's luggage got left in South African side. I mean, that's a South African problem, guys. But you know, that hotel immediately they arranged for those people that had nothing except the clothes they're wearing to get a toothbrush, toothpaste, gowns, 2 t-shirts and pluckies. So between us, fortunately, my youngest child and mom wears more or less the same clothes. So yeah, it was disconcerting. The very next day, Brennan or DuePoint has arranged for Louis to get a taxi, and they took the moms and the children and they went into town. And they made available a certain amount because they've got cover against that. So at least we can get some underwear and costumes and some very nice stuff. Yummy being a boy, once he got a costume and goggles, he was sorted. You know, that's my man. You know, and yeah, and the Monday after, or the very next day, when we landed with the chopper, here comes this little golf cart. And on the back is our children's luggage. They found it, they brought it to Mauritius, and they put it in your room. So suddenly my youngest had so many clothes she could actually sell them, you know, or supply, you know. But guys, this is the extent that DuePoint actually arranged it. They actually prepare for the things that can go wrong as well. I mean, we didn't plan to buy clothes or anything, but they took care of it. The resort was perhaps, I think, I agree with Frikkie, we've been many places in the world. I'm 51 years old in a couple of weeks. I've traveled many places in the world. I think arguably that's one of the most beautiful beaches I've seen in my life. In fact, if Brendan wants to go to the very exact place next year, I will agree and vote to that. I wouldn't mind that. The beaches is amazing. You see these big white beaches with a fine sand. So it means it's much harder than the conventional sand you would find at Durban. There's this white corally sand. Guys, and the sea is 29 degrees. And I look at this big, huge beach. And every single soul on that beach is a friend of mine, except for the waiter. But we became friends as well. It's just amazing. I mean, if you look at the weather here, it normally says 9 in the morning, 27 and all. there, it starts at 27 and it gets 33. So you have the most of the summer from the morning. You actually have to get out of the water to cool off. This is quite an experience. And I sit there with my big stomach in the water, and it's so clear, and I see these thousands of fishes, and I was listening to my friends. Guys, to become rank 9, you have to grow. You'll find one thing about rank 9s and above. The only way to get there is you have to grow. A saying in our team is you should either evolve or repeat. So that means if you don't hit it, you must just, if you want to have matric, you must pass the standard before that. If you want to do it for 3 years, then it's fine, but if you want matric, you'll have to pass the standard before that. And the thing is you're spending your time with some of the nicest people in the world. Honestly, in my life, I thank the big Lord for meeting these people and sharing my life with them. I'm fortunate that I can show my children this tiny bit of life which so many few people experience with the right caliber of people. I've always said that money doesn't make you happy. If that was true, people in Hollywood would be the happiest, and it isn't. It's not about the money. Yes, it is about the money, but it's also about the people you share your life with. You can always make more money, but these type of jewels that you meet, you'll only meet once in your life. The water is fantastic. My first thought of the room, when I saw the room, I could just say, what? Guys, it's the first time in my life I stayed in a place where you can see the ocean from the loo, from the bath, from the shower, from my bed, and from the lounge, and from my balcony. So I went to my children's room next door. It was just as big as mine and the same view. You didn't have room service. You had a butler. I kid you not, there's a phone in the loo. So if you leave, you press 9 and says, "It's Mr. Van Wyk. Please refresh my room." And if you come back, everything is tidy. The small fridge is stocked up again. So whatever you could eat, they will stock it up as many times as you can finish it. I said to the children, finish it, but don't do the booze. In fact, the children formed kind of a club in their room, and they've ordered milkshakes and stuff. And when the bills came, I thought, oops, and DuePoint paid for that. Room service milkshake and a 5-star resort, and the children's babble and watching movies together and spending life with. People, the only regret I have is that I didn't hear of DuePoint when I was younger. But I can make up for that because being a pioneer and teach you guys to get there faster. And spend the next 20 years of your life with us. And let's show people that are our business that mean what they say and deliver on what they say. And let's be the group of people that do things different than the others out there. Let's not make our fortune by breaking people or hurting people, but making long-term friendships and seeing the world for it is, because the world is a beautiful place. If I look at the faces tonight here, you're my friends. I'm going to grow old with you, and I wouldn't choose any other people than you. Guys, Mauritius was amazing. Thank you for the pleasure of sharing it with us. It's quite amazing. God bless her.
Thank you, parents. I'm going to ask the children to come up now. Oh, the children didn't know about that. Now they're all... Come, Abs, don't be shy. Yeah. Donnie, Sandra, you guys are going to have to stand just for a little bit. All right, so these are the children, part of the kids club in Mauritius, Latouz Rock. I'm going to ask them a couple of questions just so we can get the real truth out of what happened. So let's start with Abs. Abs, if you look at the parents in front of you, which parent would you get to come do the break dance in the next music video that you guys do? Who do you think's the best dancer out of these?
I don't know.
You don't know? You sure? Pumi looks excited. Do you think you could have a parent in one of your music videos next time?
Maybe.
Maybe, all right. Dan, who was the best dancer in your group out of the kids? Who was the best dancer?
Probably Abby, because she knows.
No, you're going home with Abby, so you have to say Abby.
But she... Well, yeah, yummy was really.
Yummy. Yeah, Abs is like a professional dancer, so that's probably a good thing. And now we've got the two older kids. Are you guys still kids? You're not really kids anymore.
We're in the middle.
You're in the middle. Okay, so out of all the kids here, who wants to become wealth engineers when they turn 18? Seriously. Okay, you guys, you're on to learn. How quickly do you think it'll take you to get to rank 9 when you start?
I think because we grow up with our parents and we grew up with DuePoint. So we get all this experience at a very young age.
Yeah.
So I don't know. 2 years or
The record, do you know what the record is? The record to get to rank 9, from 0 to rank 9, without having superstar parents,
yes.
is 5 months.
5 months.
5 months.
So we'll do it in 3 months.
There we go. Okay, here's a trick question for Clarissa.
Don't be like that.
Out of all the kids here, who missed their boyfriend or girlfriend the most?
Me!
And did you cope? Or did you make your boyfriend jealous?
Oh yes, I did.
He
No,
was.
I did.
He was jealous.
He was very jealous.
All right. Lungelo? Yummy, you're looking nervous. Lungelo, who was the most scared to go on the helicopter?
I don't know.
Who do you think?
My dad.
Your dad. There we go. And who ate the most sweets on the holiday? Who do you
Yummy
think?
and Thomas.
Yummy. Who was giving my son sweets?
Him.
You. Okay, Yummy was a hit with my kids. My kids love Yummy. Right? Now I know why. Because he was feeding them sugar all day. Yummy, what was the highlight of your trip? What was the most favorite thing that you guys did as a group or you did on your own?
When we went to the island. Oh, it was Clarissa and Sienna. We went to this island. We found shells.
You didn't even tell us. You must have snuck out. Was it dark or did you go
No.
during the day?
The day.
The day.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, kids. They do. They certainly make the trip a pleasure. And like Sandra says, it's amazing to have you guys, and especially to Rochelle and Clarissa, who put the club together and get them to band together, and they do their little dance for us. Thank you, guys. Have a seat. I'll say. All right, so you might be thinking, well, now that your jealousy is sitting at 100%, because I think that's what you did for all of us, we've got our jealousy right up there, is, well, what lies beyond rank 9? A lot of wealth engineers aspire to rank 9, and you can see why, but it's not the end of the road. And so our rewards program goes way beyond rank 9. The rank 9 trip is just the first little trip that DuePoint does for our wealth engineers. Right, little trip, our first little trip, and there's so much more waiting for our wealth engineers. And so, with that, Lynette and Fricky hit rank 11. And so I was privileged enough to join them when they got delivery of their car at the dealership, and you can see they had a massive red bow. We even had some champagne to celebrate. We took some video footage. We shared that on Facebook, but the official handover of this car is going to happen next Saturday, on the 18th of January. So on the Saturday, we're going to have an intro and a development seminar, and you're going to see that brand new car that DuePoint paid for cash, sitting in the driveway with a golden bow around it and chains around it, and we're going to have a little bit of fanfare and celebration as we hand that car over to them. So make sure that you put that in your diary and you come see that happen. And that everyone that you connect to this business sees rank 9, sees rank 11 happening, and that this business is successful, right? And this business is very much about testimony. We get to share our success with everybody, not because we're trying to show off, because we're trying to get people to come connect themselves into this business and empower themselves. Why? Because the necessity exists. It exists for all of us, right? Today I went to go look at some furniture that we wanted to buy over lunch, and I popped down the road and there's a guy, an advocate. He's an advocate. and he's selling the furniture in his office at Chambers here in Sandton, right? All the advocates. I know some advocates make fortunes. And I said to this guy, why are you selling your furniture? And he said, well, there's no business. I can't get any work. I'm leaving the country because I can't get any work. Right? That's the necessity that this business is trying to be the solution to. And those people are not going to hear from us because we don't advertise. Why don't we advertise? Because it's your job to go out and connect people, right? And that's the wealth that you get to create for yourself. That's what you earn for yourself, is that ability of going to connect people and making this business greater. The Achiever Quest is for those people that need money now. We've always said this business is not about getting rich quick, but this is once-off income that you can make. It is available to you every single month, the Achiever Quest, right? It demands that you connect more than 10 people in a single month. But people do that. We've got many wealth engineers that do that, right? And so this is available for everybody, where you're able to make at least 5,000 Rand in your first month, if you want to, all the way up to 15,000 Rand, because if you do 30 people in a month, we will give you 15,000 Rand on top of your monthly return, right? So be aware of the Achiever Quest. It is very popular in getting people to come look at our business. Our products, I'm not going to go through our products today. All that information is available online, so on our website, on our YouTube channel. If you've got a lead wealth engineer that's hosting you this evening, they'll be able to show you some of the information on their app. All of that's at your disposal. You go look at the pricing, you go look at the benefits. We've designed products to be, again, accessible to everybody, regardless of your health, regardless of your age, as long as you're over the age of 18. Right? Again, products that are accessible, that are charged at face value. We don't put a premium on our products so that you can be part of DuePoint. Our products, our insurance, our investment products are designed and affordable for everybody so that we can create social impact in this country. So go take a look at that. And so what is the decision we need to make? Remember, I said it's not a presentation, it's an invitation. I'm asking you, are you interested in coming to join this business? And the decision is not whether you want to join. I'm actually not interested in that decision. I'm hoping you made that decision long ago. The decision I want you to make is whether you can commit to this business almost every day. Who wants to come on our Rank 9 trip? 2020. 2020, right? 11 months away. 11 months away. We heard what the record was. Record is 5 months without superstar parents, right? That was someone who knew nothing about DuePoint, right? You can do it in less than 5 months. And so 2020, Mauritius, we don't even know if we're going to Mauritius, might be somewhere else. But the international conference that happens in December, every single one of you can be there. You can be there. You can be getting that little leather pouch. You can get the letter that says we're preparing. We actually start preparing for that trip now. Even though the letter says we're starting to prepare in October, we start now preparing for that trip, right? And the more the merrier. We want people to join us because we want to see people changing their lives. Getting started is very simple. 4 steps. Register as a wealth engineer for yourself, right? So the person hosting you, invited you to this, can show you how to register. It is a 5-minute process that happens online. Download the DuePoint app for yourself, because this is going to become your primary business tool. This is how you grow your channel. This is how you engage in the business and with all the platforms that we have available for you. Then go watch the training videos, right? Because when you start at step 1, you might think you know everything, but you don't, right? You've got to be open to learning and embracing this process and becoming an expert at DuePoint. And all of that information is for free. And the beautiful thing about education is no one can ever take it away from you, ever. Ever. And it's not just training on DuePoint. It's training about life, about entrepreneurship, money matters, investment, assets. We give you this all-encompassing training to make you a fuller person that's able to engage in this business more successfully. All right? So go watch the training videos. And then to start earning, because you're not here to just do the training and just to join, you're here to earn. Remember, you all said we're here for the money. We're here for the money. So how do you start earning money? Well, you start as quickly as you're able to add 3 people onto your first point. That's as quickly as you can start earning in this business. I know people that have joined other businesses and haven't made a cent in months, in years, right? In this business, you can start making money in your first day. If you can connect 3 people to this business, DuePoint will start paying you. And when that money arrives in your account, that is the first time you're going to believe in the business. When you get that little magic SMS that says, DuePoint has credited your account this month, right? So make that your first goal. Your first goal at DuePoint is to find 3 people. 3 people in the same month, DuePoint will start paying you. Those are the social media platforms that we're available on, right? So it doesn't matter where you are in the country, you can engage with us from wherever you are. The app is available for Android and Apple devices. We have got merchandise available. Doesn't come with the tan, just the top. Merchandise available for everybody, right? So that you look legitimate when you go out and connect people. We don't make money from the merchandise, right? So I don't think I'm trying to sell you merchandise. I'm trying to get you to invest in yourself by buying merchandise so that you look legitimate when you go out and connect people. That is how business is done, by the way. If you work in sales, the salesmen all have business cards. They've got collateral. They've got workwear that's typically branded, right? You do the same. Do the same. Invest in yourself. So all that merchandise is available online. We'll send it anywhere in the country for you. And then I want to show you one more video. So the video I want to show you is the intro presentation video that we are going to be showing for the rest of the year. What we looked at earlier was the highlights of the 2019 conference. The intro video is highlights from all 3 international conferences that we've done. So it's a highlights of the highlights, in other words. It is your little money maker video. Why? Because when you show people this trip, you're showing them testimony that this business works for normal people and for everyone else, because this business does work. We've proven that it works, and this video, you're going to love this video because you're going to hear it about 1,000 times for the next year. So I hope you like it, right? So let's have a look. I wish everyone a prosperous 2020. Good luck. Thank you.